Good Wednesday morning. How are you all today? How was your Valentine's if you celebrate? I hope it was absolutely marvelous this year. So welcome to my nursery. This is where the babies are going to be hatched. The baby seedlings. So I just thought I'd bring you in and show you my little setup. So I have two grow lights, and then I have my heat pad. And before I started, I wiped everything down with peroxide. As far as the table and the lids, the containers are made of newspaper, so they don't need any kind of disinfectant. I'm not worried about them. They're going to go directly in the ground with the plants, and I'm incredibly excited about that. So this will be my first year of the newspaper origami boxes, and I'm super stoked that I actually got to fold my containers myself, and that the paper's already in existence, and the ink is soy. It's all from the earth, and it's all going back into feeding the earth, and I'm super excited about that. So it's very early. What can I plant? What can I plant? Well, turns out that because I'm planting by the moon, the only things that I'm planting this year in here, not direct sowing, are in this list. And so everything else by the moon can't start until February 20th, until we come down to chives, which I can start my chives now. And so, since I can start them, I can go to my key and actually find my chives in my garden, which are right along here, and I need 8 of them. That's very cool. So I'm going to fill 8 containers with chive seed. I'm going to do 3 or 4 or 5 chives each. These are very tiny when they come up. They're no bigger than a needle, so they don't need a whole lot of space. But I'll still be sacrificing because I really do only need 8. And I went ahead and got my chive seeds opened, and I have them in my container. And I mixed my soil mix myself. This is soilless, and it was impossible, literally impossible, to find a mix that didn't contain peat or didn't contain coco coir. I did find some vermiculite, and so what I decided to do was just use what I had on hand, and that ended up being let me go see what kind of brand that is. So I decided to go with this organic seed starting mix that I had left over from last year, along with the cube of coco coir that I had from a garage sale, and some vermiculite. So I could have used soil from my forest floor like I'm using out in my garden beds, but I don't know what kind of enzymes might be crawling around in that and might attack my little baby seedlings and cause them to dampen off. So I'm going to go with this soilless mix. So I didn't have to buy anything this year. I was really happy about that. And my fancy water system. Same thing I use in my hair. My hair feels dry. And then I'm just going to plant some seeds 1/4 inch deep in each of these, and then use the heating pad because chives germinate between 60 and 70 degrees. And then I'll take you outside and show you, once these come up, where our big boy beds are. Oh, baby chives have been planted. They're about 1/4 inch deep, and it says 90 days to maturity, open pollinator. All right, let's go see where they're going to be when they grow up. Here's my Yang energy garden, very structured, right up against my Yin garden. So you'll see a bed here, the nightshade goes here, the holes for the buckets are starting to be dug, and then we have one more bed over here. And then I can rotate beds, and you can see the nice paths in between the beds. It's quite large. It is 22 by 20, and the very back of it will be for a lot of my annual petal flowers, my petal warrior flowers. And so my chives actually this year will go almost to the back here. And then on the other side of that will be some cosmos and nasturtiums and whatnot. But the chives will be in the very farthest back, right back there. All right, guys. Can't wait to see y'all's gardens starting to take shape. Whatever you're going to do, if you're going to do a wild, chaotic, yin energy wildflower garden, if you're just going to throw caution to the wind and plant things wherever they fit, those gardens are absolutely amazing too. And then, of course, you've got your structured, laid out, row, organized beds like this one. All right, you guys. Love and light. Many blessings.